To one, it's about finishing a job for the Australian people. For the other, it's about getting her job done. Either way, the battle is now joined between Julia Gillard and Kevin Rudd for the Prime Ministership. Mr Rudd is appealing for popular support in the community, but Julia Gillard says the Prime Ministership can't be treated like a celebrity TV show. From Canberra, here's Chief Political Correspondent Mark Simpkin.
He's back.
Hi, Kevin, when will you challenge this afternoon?
His campaign is now official.
Can I just let trays out of the cup?
Kevin Rudd wants to tear down his second Prime Minister, but unlike 07, his opponents in his own party.
Julia has lost the trust of the Australian people, and starting on Monday, I want to start restoring that trust. I want to finish the job the Australian people elected me to do when I was elected by them to become Prime Minister.
And if he's not elected Prime Minister on Monday,
I would go to the backbench and I would not challenge Julia a second time.
Kevin Rudd defended himself in the third person.
The thesis that the government's problems exist because of one K. Rudd is simply unsustainable. It wasn't K. Rudd, the one person called K. Rudd.
He questioned his former deputy's trustworthiness, arguing she urged him to dump the ETS and embrace another strategy.
What was that? That the Labor Party should not put a price on carbon until Mr Abbott changed his position and returned to the Liberal Party's previous position.
I'm happy to be judged about my credibility on carbon pricing. I've got it done. Didn't talk about it, got it done.
And in case you missed it,
I am the person who gets things done.
That's Julia Gillard's pitch to caucus. She's a doer and a fighter, and she can win the next election.
This isn't celebrity Big Brother. It is about working out who can lead the nation, who has got the character, the temperament, the strength to deliver on behalf of the Australian people.
The implication, Kevin Rudd doesn't have the character required.
Kevin Rudd spoke about trust today but did not deny, when challenged, that he has spent time whilst I have been Prime Minister behind closed doors in secret conversations with people undermining the government.
Wow, here's an avalanche of attacks. Kevin Rudd is the Antichrist Incorporated, and if not the son of Satan, then at least the grandson of Satan. Just have a little pause for thought. It may not quite be like that. There might even be a vested interest at play.
There are all sorts of interests at play, but Julia Gillard's are likely to prevail. A number crunchers believe 2/3 of caucus is behind her, enough for a big win, but they doubt it'll be big enough to prevent another challenge. Mark Simpkin, ABC News, Canberra.
And reporter John Taylor is outside Mr Rudd's home in Brisbane. John, is that now campaign headquarters for the weekend?
It would seem that this house is now something of a war room. Long-term Labor strategist Bruce Hawker arrived here a short time ago and told me that he was optimistic about Mr Rudd's chances on Monday. Now, Mr Hawker was working on Anna Bligh's state election campaign, but has temporarily stepped aside in order to concentrate on Mr Rudd's push to become Prime Minister again. An advisor has told me that Mr Rudd will spend tomorrow in Brisbane, but she isn't sure exactly when he will head to Canberra. Mr Rudd arrived before dark after an afternoon spent hitting the phones.
Interesting day on the phone, encouraging responses from some, the odd slam door in your face.
And John, this isn't only high-stakes politics, this is personal politics, isn't it?
Well, certainly the family spent today circling the wagons. Mr Rudd's wife, Therese, was with him for both press conferences today. Indeed, Mr Rudd's entire immediate family was with him when he announced that he would contest the leadership. It's interesting to note that Mr Rudd's daughter, Jessica, flew in from China, but not before writing an online opinion piece in which she called for the Australian public to own the leadership spill and to make their views known to Labor MPs.
Thank you, John.